Dude, did you see that play they did?
Dude, hold on, let me see.
Bro, kind of brain do you have, dude? Jeez, man. Okay, I'm telling you guys right now, all right? Material things come and go, but friendships never die, man. I'm sorry, bro. Right here on the spot, we're gonna teach you some tools on how to control your anger. You know, older brothers and sisters, we're gonna teach you how not to be abusive to your younger brothers and sisters. So stay tuned.
Real life, real faith, real fun. This is the spot where it all gets done. No masks, no games, just come as you are. We shine right here like a blazing star.
Hello, welcome, bienvenidos. Happy to be back here at the spot. And I want to know, we're a few weeks into this program now, and I'd love to hear more from you guys. I want to connect with you guys a little bit more. Comment while we're watching the show as well. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know if you have any questions, any topics you guys want us to explore, any feedback you have so far. We want to hear it all. Don't forget to connect with us on 1390 AM in Los Angeles and 1390 AM en Los Ángeles, 11:30 AM en San Diego, 12:40 en San Bernardino. Conéctense con nosotros también a través de las redes sociales en Instagram y en YouTube en Radio Inspiración y thespot.radio. Y estoy aquí con mi estimado. I'm here with my friend, my buddy, my pal, Mr. Chacho Serna.
Hello, everybody. Un saludo a todos. Hopefully we haven't gotten canceled yet.
Not yet.
Like Camilo said, we want to interact with you. We've done a couple of episodes, and for us, it's still a work in progress, but we're super excited to hear your feedback. We want to know what direction to take this in. The spot wants to be very, very connected with you guys. So like you said, communicate to us, comment to us, send us some direct messages, and hopefully we can be a help to you.
Yeah, and so today we're going to be talking about something really important, something that I think a lot of people battle with, but maybe it's not talked about all that often, and it's anger, right? La ira, fuego no controlado. So to translate, it means uncontrollable fire.
Yeah.
Right. And so before getting into the nitty gritty of this, I just want to remind everybody, what are the three main purposes of this podcast? Right. So what's the first purpose that we like to get together here?
The first purpose that, we want to make you guys understand is the first thing we want to do is we want to bring to light God in your life.
Yes.
We want to discover God in your life. Right. And, right now he's saying we're going to start talking about anger management. Right. You say, well, how is that even incorporated with God in my life? A lot of the times, only God can help you control that anger.
Yep.
Yep. The second one
is to discern God's purpose through us. Right. So the first vision is about connecting with God.
Yep.
The second vision is about connecting with others. So God has a purpose for our lives, and that purpose is not just for ourselves. El propósito que Dios tiene para nuestras vidas no es solamente para nosotros, sino también para tener un impacto a los demás.
Yeah,
Ese es el segundo propósito.
Con este radio with this show, if we can figure out how to dial in or identify that anger in our lives, we could share it with our friends, right. And together we can overcome anger. And the third one is to just plain and simple draw people to God, We want to shed light to this world. Again, there's angry people, there's depressed people, there's people with no care in the world. And this show hopefully brings a light to these people's lives, It speaks life into them.
Yes. So I have a question for you today as a little bit of an icebreaker, okay? And because I'm just curious to find out a little bit more about how you deal with things. So would you say that you're more of a quiet, angry person, or that you're an explode right away, short fuse type of angry person?
Oh, man. Put me on the spot. Honestly, I used to be an explode kind of guy.
Okay.
For example, if we were late, everything annoyed me. Ooh. And I would notice every single red light that would come my way. And so everything would annoy me. If a driver was driving slow, that would annoy me. And if my poor wife or my kids were in my in my vicinity, then they'd get burned too, But now I've noticed that I'm a quiet, angry guy in the sense of we'll still be late. Nothing's changed. We're still late. But then, it'll sneak up on me. I'll be mad that we're late. A red light will come to me. I'll take a deep breath and everything. But then I'm still mad, And so my wife will she'll call me out on it, and I'll have to just take that breather and be like, you know what, dude, nothing's worth losing my cool for, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So what about you? Are you an angry, loud person or an angry, quiet guy?
Well, what comes to mind for me is actually on the soccer field.
Oh yeah.
Right. So you and I,
passion stirring there.
I am a hot-blooded Latino. Okay. And that's who I am. And that's okay. And you and I, we've played soccer on a couple of different teams before, and sometimes our passions get the better of us.
Our emotions.
Yes, yes. And it's fun to compete and all that stuff, and it's never worth it, right? It's never that serious, right?
No.
Yeah.
We like to look at those Thursday leagues as the world championship.
I know, right?
And I always tell all my guys, I'm like, bro, it's Thursday league, man.
Yeah.
We all got to go to work tomorrow, man.
Exactly. So with that being said, we wanted to touch on this topic of anger because earlier this year, here in Southern California, we actually had some really bad fires plague some of our communities here. So if you're familiar or if you were paying attention on the news, in the Palisades and here in Altadena, there were some really tremendous fires. Over 10,000 structures got burned down, hundreds of acres of land, people's, livelihoods, people's homes, lots of sentimental things that people held dear, all gone and destroyed. And the reason I wanted to start the show off by sharing that today is because very often anger, the way it manifests in our lives, is the same as a fire, right? The moment it's released, it's no longer in our control.
Yeah.
And it has the potential to inflict damage far beyond what we could have imagined.
Yeah, no, and those people are, we know them as, tóxicas, right?
Oof.
People that are just angry all the time. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. We do not want to be around those kind of people.
Right.
And I'm sure I was one of those people that, nobody wanted to be in the car with me, because I was just so short-fused. But if you let that anger consume you, you're going to push everyone away. No one's going to be around. You're going to want to be around you.
Right.
And no one's going to want to interact with you. All these doors will close on you. And it'll, like you said, it'll consume your whole life, you know? The Altadena fires, the Pacific Palisades, I've been out there. We went to go fix a couple machines out there. And it's just so bizarre that you look at like the devastation. It'll be a whole block and it looks like a ghost town. And then there'll be like one house, let's say metaphorically, there'll be like one or two people, maybe your parents that'll withstand you. Everyone else gone, bro.
Right.
The fire took everything out,
Right.
So hopefully in this show, we can show you, like in the previous shows, we can show you how to identify whether you're letting this consume your life. And we want to try to give you a couple tools. Right? Like we say before, we're not therapists, we're not counselors, but we're in this together.
Right.
We still have those same issues, but if we can help each other with tools, comment on what you do to calm yourself down. Do you have a breathing exercise? Is there a song you listen to? Let's come together and help each other, be better people. Let's help each other conquer these emotions that get the best of us, right?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed a pattern or not yet, but basically what we wanted to do in talking about some of these things with you guys is discover some different things that are pulling us away from God's purpose and put some tools together for how to address them, right? And so, anger is something that definitely can take us away from God's purpose. And it's so destructive, it can be so hurtful to the people around you. I know personally in my life, there's been times where the moment I've said the words, I wanted to just take them right back into my mouth. And that's the consequence of something like anger. is that the damage you inflict, you can't take it back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and go to a quick pause here, but we're gonna keep diving into this because it's really important and I don't want you guys to miss a single thing. So just stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Real life, real faith, real fun. This is the spot where it all gets done. No.
Anger, rage, ira. That's what we're talking about today. And you mentioned something a little bit ago that I wanted to dissect a little bit, right? So you mentioned that before you were a little bit of a hothead, maybe had some road rage,
Oh yeah.
right? Cuando andabas manejando, cualquier cosa te enojaba. Pero ahora que eres padre, que tienes dos hijas chiquitas, ¿no? Ahora ya en esta parte de tu vida, now at this point, being a father to two like young baby girls, you're a lot cool-headed. Like maybe the anger's still there, but maybe you have a shorter fuse. Would you say that becoming a parent has helped you develop more patience or giving you any tools to deal with your anger?
I think the fact that kids are very honest and kids are always watching you, and that kids they react genuinely to what you're doing. Like you know, if you're loud or whatever it is, like you could see it in their little faces, their reaction immediately. And so, you know, what I didn't see when I was reacting with my wife in the car or even at my wife, you know, what I didn't ever really see is what a genuine reaction to a psycho like myself was, you know? So now with little kids around, you're more conscientious about how you're gonna react because, I mean, you can literally scare them, you know? And some poor kids just get immune to it, you know what I mean? And there's a bunch of different types of anger, bro. It's not just like this, you know, this super loud, short fuse type of anger. I mean, you can list us a few types of angers. What kind of types of angers is there?
Yeah, there's that kind of anger, right? Short fuse type of just reactionary anger.
Yeah.
I think it's very common to see people, especially men probably, bottle things up inside.
Oh, like that movie.
Like Mr. Incredibles.
Okay.
Right? Do you remember that scene from Mr. Incredible where his boss is telling him how a company works
Just
like a
chewing him
perfect
out.
like a clock, right?
Yeah.
And
All this injustice happening, right?
exactly. And then he just snaps, and in one moment, their whole life changes.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. He like one key thing to take from that is, you know, what was angry? Was he angry because he was getting chewed out? No, like he you know, he can take it, right? A lot of times getting chewed out will kind of make us sad. The fight or flight response will hit in,
Right.
And usually we're flight, you know. But what made him the most mad was the injustice, and the bad guy was, you know, he's getting away, and
Right.
and so like that's what made him mad, and that's what a lot of times that's what makes us mad is injustice.
Well, let me ask you, do you think that there is a type of anger that can be justified?
You know what? There is. Okay. And again, anger is portrayed in a lot of different ways.
Okay.
You don't just show anger, you know, looks like some type of loud psychotic person, right?
Okay.
Some anger could be showed by setting boundaries, you know? At the end of the day, another consequence of anger is resentment, right? So to avoid getting angry, you set boundaries, you know? And like I told you, I used to be a road rage maniac, right? Like, you know what the boundary that I set now is as much as I can, I set a rule, hey, we're gonna leave the house on time. You know, if anybody watches, they'll know that we're usually pretty late to events, right? But, you know, now to avoid that resentment, to avoid that anger, to avoid the road rage, we give ourselves plenty of time. And so setting those boundaries, even though it's an act out of anger, like that's the consequence of me getting angry is setting a boundary. That's it. Boom. You know, we're gonna leave with 20 minutes to spare. Not it takes 20 minutes there, I'm gonna leave 20 minutes prior. No. You know, we're gonna leave with 20 minutes to spare. We're gonna leave 40 minutes early. And so, you know, even though it's a reaction to anger, it's a healthy reaction, let's say, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do you have any other examples of what's a healthy way of anger, or is there no such thing?
what comes to mind is when Jesus went into the temple and knocked the tables over. And the Bible says that, you know, he expressed anger, right? And so if Jesus was a sinless person, therefore we can conclude that his anger was righteous and justified in that moment, right? Now, I'm not a theologian. That's not what this show is about, right? But I wanted to talk about that because there probably is times in our life where there is injustice. That's totally true. There's things that happen to us that we don't deserve. And it might be right to be angry. Like if I go back to the soccer analogy, if the ref makes a bad call, I'm going to be angry.
Yeah.
Or if he doesn't make a call against one of my teammates who like got really badly hurt, I'm going to be angry, right? On behalf of my teammate, like, hey, protect my players, right?
Yeah.
So I think there probably is a certain type of justice that's anger.
It's just how we express it, though.
Precisely.
It's how you express it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely, you know, you want to go home at the end of the night and you want to be able to say, I said my piece, not in an angry, expressive way, not in a cussing type of expressive way.
Right.
I said my piece. That made me angry. You let somebody know you're angry, right? And so hopefully with this talk, you know, people can take away like, all right, well, you know, I am a short-fused person. Like, how am I preventing myself from that, right? So, you know, do you know any techniques? Like, what has helped you in the past?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I have a 3-year-old son, right? Who you know very well. His name is David. And we're working on that right now. And what you said earlier about, you know, Evie, about your daughter, right? And your family and how that's helped you work through your anger. I've had a very similar experience because when you become a parent, for those of you who aren't parents yet, you'll notice that your children are a reflection of you. And I didn't realize just how angry and impatient I was until I became a parent. Oh, yeah. So, like you said earlier, right? Like you could do something, you can react in a way that will scare a child, right? And so I remember a moment specifically where my son spilled some chocolate milk. And in a moment, without thinking of it, I was angry. I was like, David, why did you do this? And I reacted really, really strongly, and it scared him, right? And it scared him, and he just looked at me, and he was like, sorry, Papi, and he started crying. Oh my goodness.
Broke your heart.
Broke my heart in an instant. Broke it to pieces. And I just like, it's moments like those that make you realize like, okay, I need to fix something. Yeah. I need to adjust something. Yeah. Right.
Early on, I made the rule with myself and my wife that if my kid was gonna spill something or accidentally, you know, create a mess or whatever, accidentally, I wasn't gonna react crazy, which is not like me at all, you know. And I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna make it to where my kid will have the confianza to be able to make a mess, do whatever, right? Screw up, let's just say, right? But have the confianza to come back and tell me, hey, Dad, I made a mess, whatever. Or, hey, Dad, this is me being honest, because you don't freak out when, you know, something like this happens. Yeah. And you know, honestly, man, thank God that a result of that, like, of that consequence of never, like, God is my witness. She does something crazy, I mean, just makes an absolute mess. I'll just, you know, all right, my mom.
I love that. I love that is because when I think about David, about my son, like on the flip side of it, I recognize that he also has adopted behaviors of when he is angry. And that I realized, oh, he picked it up for me. I gotta stop that. So like if he's doing something, if he's like building his little Legos and they don't fit, he doesn't know what to do with himself. He'll throw things, he'll scream, he'll say, oh, whatever, he'll sigh. And I realize like, man, I gotta fix this.
What little technique do you have for him?
So right now we're working on taking deep breaths.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. So if something happens, or if I take a toy from him, if he gets angry and he screams, I say, okay, what do we do instead of screaming? And then take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath. Yeah.
Or we'll do some squats. I'm teaching how to do little squats.
Oh, really?
Just got to get that energy out there somehow. As a boy, you know, you got to get those little boys' energy out somehow.
So my daughter, she knows the breathing technique too. One of her teachers that she had in pre-K and actually the 2 years she had in pre-K. You know, they taught her that breathing technique. And there'll be times when she'll like her little grunt, you know, she's very animated. And then she'll be like, you know, I'm angry, why, you know, whatever. And I'll tell her, Evie, it's okay to be angry, you know, it's okay to be angry. You know, we just can't throw things, or it's okay to be angry. You know, it's okay to have these emotions. I mean, God gives us these emotions, you know, God gives us these passions. He gives us all this so that our hearts can just be that much more pure, right? On our way over here, I was telling you, what good is it of being, you know, this person that doesn't get angry or whatever. And I'm not saying go and get angry. What good is it of having self-control if you're not really controlling anything, right? If you're not very passionate, if things don't get you angry, you know, if you don't really, like, let's say, show any of those emotions, and you're not controlling any of it, there's no virtue in that. How hard would it be to control your emotions, you know? But the people that are very passionate, like yourself and myself in soccer, where, you know, we see injustice and we react, but we control ourselves. We don't start fighting. We don't start, you know, cussing. We don't start name calling or anything like that. We control ourselves. And there is virtue in that. Yeah. You know, so to the people that are, you know, hot-headed, short-fused people, I tell you, it's okay to be angry, but you have to learn to express yourself. You have to learn to control it. There is virtue in that, you know, and you can control it. You know, God gives us the strength. He gives us the tools. You know, again, I tell my wife, look at the world with your cup half full. There you go. You know, if you're in a moment of anger or whatever it is, look at it on the brighter side. Is there anything, you know, that you could see on the brighter side? Yeah. You know? Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about next. We're going to go to a quick break right now. But now that we talked about like different ways it shows up in our lives, we're going to talk in a little bit more detail about how we can address it, how we can get ahead of it, how we can prevent it from ever even coming about. So we'll see you guys soon. Chacho, so we've been talking about anger. Hemos estado hablando de la ira, ¿no? De este fuego no controlado, this uncontrollable fire, right? And we wanted to find out, what does God think? What does the Bible think about rage? And it brought me to this verse right here, Ephesians 4:26, Efesios 4:26. En español dice, airaos pero no pequéis, no se ponga el sol sobre vuestro enojo. In English, Ephesians 4:26 says the following: in your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry. Interesting. Yeah, and it's like, you know, it doesn't say don't be angry. Right? It doesn't say don't be angry. I think that's the most important distinction that we can draw from this verse. Yeah, it's don't be angry, right? You can be angry, but, you know, don't have any resentment at the end of the night. Don't sit there with your thoughts, right? Duke it out. You know, don't sin in the sense of damaging somebody or damaging something. You know, hurting somebody. Me and my wife have a rule. Well, we don't have a rule. We have a technique. Okay. It's called teams. Okay. And there's a lot of different things inside of it, right? Okay. It's an acronym. Okay. Acronym means every single letter means something different. Okay. Couples therapy. Couples therapy. Got it. Okay. Real quick. Got it. Okay. T, number one, T is for touch. We're holding hands, yes. Right? E is education. We get to talk to each other. I'm educating her something that I learned today. A is appreciation. I'll give her the first vocal appreciation of the day. Sometimes it's, you know, the whole time we're busy or whatever. First time she says, I appreciate something you did, right? M is where I'm getting to. The whole point of this. M is metrics. M is, what did you do today that we need to talk about now that we're cool, calm, and collected, right? Like, this made me mad. Sometimes it's not a good idea to right then and there duke it out, right? Because sometimes your emotions get the best of you. Right. The passion gets the best of you. Sometimes metrics, at the very end of the night, when you're both holding hands, or whoever, you know, you have a buddy at the end of the game. I remember me and you at the end of the game when we've kind of like gotten frustrated with the ref or whatever it was. At the end of the game, we kind of talk about it, right? After the motions has passed.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, dude, you know I wasn't actually gonna fight, right? You know, it was just in the moment. It was just a passion, and we, you know, we diffuse the situation.
Yeah.
And so metrics is very important. You know, the Bible doesn't say don't get angry. It just says, you know, make sure that you don't sin when you're angry, and make sure that you don't go to sleep with that resentment in your heart or hurt somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's gonna be some interesting questions here that we're gonna throw at each other here.
Yes. Okay. So we're gonna do a little back and forth here. It's called ¿Quién es más probable? So who is more likely to do what in any particular scenario? So we're gonna start here.
Who is more likely to stay silent but be angry inside?
¿Quién es más probable que se quede callado, pero que esté airado por dentro?
Ooh, I would say me, because I feel like I haven't exploded like that. That road rage thing is a little bit behind me. So I'm more of a Mr. Incredibles kind of guy.
Okay.
I'll bottle it in for a while. I'll let it cook for a while.
Okay. Okay.
Who is most likely to respond with sarcasm when upset?
¿Quién es más probable que responda con sarcasmo cuando está molesto?
Would you say that's where we're like kind of the same? No?
Maybe we're tied there a little bit.
We're too sarcastic. And quick tip, if you're dating or in your marriage or whatever, nobody likes sarcasm. My wife doesn't like sarcasm. It makes people more mad.
Who is most likely to have broken something when angry?
¿Quién es más probable que haya roto algo en alguna ocasión cuando estuvo enojado?
I think that's you, dude. You're a little more passionate than I am.
That's a good way to put it.
Passionate.
You're a little more passionate than I am.
I won't say you have anger management. I would say you're a little more passionate than I am.
Okay, I can put it in those words. Yeah.
We'll show everyone what a hole in a wall
I know.
looks like.
I'm really good at patching up drywall. Let's just say that.
Nice.
Okay.
Who is most likely to get upset in the middle of a game?
¿Quién es más probable que se moleste en medio de un juego?
Oh.
So you too again, but like I get mad at the injustice.
Yeah.
I don't get mad at people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'll tell the guy like, if that's how you want to play, we're gonna shove each other, right?
Yeah.
Or when the ref doesn't call a foul, I'll be like, hey, you know, let's see some injustice. But I feel like you'll get mad at the person.
I'll even go one step further and say that even if I'm just watching a game, if something happens, I can very easily be triggered.
Just pop.
Yeah.
Who is most likely to say things without thinking when they are upset?
¿Quién es más probable que diga cosas sin pensar cuando está molesto?
Honestly.
Okay, I mean, look, you know, maybe out here I won't say anything, but my wife is my witness. There's things that will slip out of me. You know, there's rules like don't ever say never, don't ever say always. You know, because those are words that make assumptions. And let's say if I say you never make me dinner, that's not true. It's not true. But it's a hurtful word that will come out when I'm angry. You know, my wife makes me dinner. I'm not saying that. That's an example. I'm just saying. Well, what about you? Do you come out with some angry words sometimes?
I've said some things before, you know, like when we're playing some board games with the family and my sister gets a little overly competitive, and then I hit her with a low jab of something that happened when we were younger growing up.
Oh, man.
I don't know. Every now and then, but nothing too crazy. Bueno, para dar como un buen ejemplo de la ira y cómo todos lo manejamos, quise mostrarles este video de mi hijo. I wanted to show you guys this video of my young son, who's 3 years old, because in light of this topic of anger, I wanted to show you guys how he deals with it, right? And one of the things I like about this topic, lo que me gusta de este tema es que es una emoción tan básica, tan
universal,
tan fundamental y universal.
Yeah.
Es que es algo que when you see a little kid and how he deals with it, you realize that we're all still like that, right? We're all still just kids putting together tools, right? So here's this video of my son dealing with anger.
I'm feeling a little angry.
Come here. All right, let's do some deep breaths. Ready? Here, let's sit up. Sit up. Okay. Ready? Go. All right. Better?
No, man, te felicito, bro. Ese chiquillo va a tener self-control, man. Me está ganando a mí. Yo como a los 30 años pude controlar mi ira. Little David's so cute, dude. That's good. I'm glad you're teaching him those tools early on.
Well, you know, it's teaching him those tools that I'm realizing that I need to learn them too.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of those things about just quick little parent break here, right? Like that's one of the most amazing things about being a parent is that you don't realize how much you're continuing reparenting yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
And we're not your parents. Okay, look, we're not your parents, but this whole project, the spot, we're learning right with you too.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like your guys' interactions, your guys' comments and all that stuff, like we're learning from you too. So the more that you guys interact with us, the more real and the more genuine, our topics can get, the more data we can acquire. And so, we promote that, you know?
Yeah.
We saw a video of little David taking, some deep breaths until he finally was calm, cool, and collected, right? I challenge you guys to take some notes, all of us, right? I want you to tell me and comment how many deep breaths it took you to finally settle yourself down, If it's 3 or 4 or 5, 10, it doesn't matter, man. The thing is, you're bettering yourself. The thing is, we're trying to please God in the sense of controlling our emotion. And so I challenge you guys, man, try that breathing exercise. It's basic. Like we continue to say, we're not professionals, but what's working for us, what's working for a little 3-year-old, I'm sure can work for you.
So with that being said, we really enjoyed today's episode. Thank you guys for staying tuned and for connecting with us. We want to encourage you guys again to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Listen to us on the radio, right? We want to actually find out a little bit more about you guys too. So connect with us on social media. Feel free to give us a call as well at 626-261-3586, or you can also email us at thespot@radioinspiracion.com. So next week, we're going to have a really important topic to discuss as well that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. Something that I feel like is really not talked about a lot in the Christian community, but something that has a huge impact on our lives. So stay tuned for that. Chacho, anything you'd like to say before we sign off today?
No, I comment and subscribe, man. I like I said, I want to acquire that data. I want to get to learn with you guys too. So we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Real life.